you could start that. You can see sometimes if you miss around your signal, se ela faz essa
The way of the Lord, as Isaiah the prophet said. Some Pharisees were also sent. They asked him, "Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ or Elijah or the prophet?" John answered them, "I baptize with water, but there is one among you whom you did not recognize, the one who is coming after me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to untie." This happened in Bethany, across the Jordan, where John was baptizing. The Gospel of the Lord. Last January, I was in Panama for several weeks with my family, and I'm pretty sure my mom is watching right now, and so I ask her apologies because I'm in a reminder of some serious heart palpitations that me and my sister gave her. But there was a bunch of us cousins, and then my cousins' kids, and we all took a boat from the mainland of Panama City to an island off the coast called Taboga, where we met some other cousins, and we just had a great cousin day, right? But in our festivities, we lost track of time and missed the last ferry from the island back to the main city. And some people had to be back because they had to catch early flights and all that sort of stuff. It was a bit of a mess. But nonetheless, we decided to rent a boat, which is called a panga in Panamanian. And as soon as my mom heard that we got a panga, she thought we were going to die. It's a little motorboat, and we crossed the Panama Canal and going through, and and there's giant tanker ships and going through the Panama Canal and all this sort of stuff. And my mom says that is the stupidest thing you've ever done. Nonetheless, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is my sister and I are in this boat. It's dark outside. The boat's speeding in this beautiful way, and the salt water is splashing around. And the sky is clear, and the stars are out, and the ships on the canal are lit. And I was filled with such joy. My sister will tell you that I just had a smile from ear to ear the entire trip, and it only took like 25 minutes, 30 minutes to make it from the island back to the mainland. But it was unfettered and it was uncontrollable. Just joy swept over me. And I was complete, happy, whole. And my sister and I are sitting in this boat arm in arm. I can remember a few other experiences similar of that kind of joy. I remember I was just outside of a lecture in college, my aerodynamics lecture, and I was just filled. Again, that same kind of I had a smile that just couldn't come off. Maybe you guys have your moments. Just unfettered, unbridled joy. There's something about the nature of joy, the feeling that we have, that is uncontrollable. Like I said, this flowing through the body, right? It's also a moment where we really are sort of the most vulnerable. Not vulnerable against threats, but we cannot hide who we are. Think of faces that are truly joyful. And it's as if their souls are transparent before you. You see them. You don't see a facade, see an act. You don't see you see them. When true joy is just flowing through them, it's in their eyes, and you could read their soul. I think of an image. Who remembers the moon landing, or at least have seen videos of it? And there's Walter Cronkite, right? He's what's the word? Anyway, he's on the screen and he's watching this going on, and he sits there and he just sort of takes his glasses off in complete joyful disbelief of what he's seeing. The monumental cosmic event that was happening before his eyes. That was true joy. There is a way in which this feeling, this emotion, is uncontrollable. It's a bodily reaction. Our bodies are sort of moved in a way that we just can't help but smile or open. It's when we're faced or put in front of profound truth, something so good, something so beautiful, something so full of life, so full of hope, of all those good things. We physically react as well as emotionally react. The very first person in the Gospels to express this kind of joy is not our Blessed Mother. It's John the Baptist. When he leapt in his mother's womb. This infant, this preternatural instinct to leap for joy, this bodily reaction, and in that just sense of when in the presence of such immensity, such goodness, such truth, that even in his, in utero experience, he's able to express that. And that is the same John who it marked his DNA, it imprinted him. And so when he's being questioned, who are you? I am the infant who leapt for joy in the womb of my mother, who experienced miracle and who experienced a cosmic event, a miraculous, unbelievable event that I am still living out today. Who am I? I am the voice crying out in the wilderness, shouting for joy. Gaudete Sunday, today, Gaudete, is not a feeling, but it is an act of the will. It is to give in to that impulse, to feel joy. Don't stifle the Spirit, says our first and second reading. Don't quench it. Live in it. Let it happen. Let it soar in you. Now, today. Because this is our first and primary reaction of our faith, or at least it should be. And sometimes we can forget it, because our faith is daily. And we go through, and religion, we can be thinking of our sins, and we can thinking that the Lord is being able to carry my burdens, and I can, I ask the Lord for help, and we can think of all these things. And we are invited to do that, yes. But that is only allowed because it is on this base of joy. That God is so true, God is so beautiful, God is so loving, that he sent his Son. God came down from heaven and walked with us. And that is what we're preparing for. We stop the everydayness just to take a moment and remind ourselves, I have to be joyful, or I should be joyful. Let me get in touch with that joy, to sit in that cosmic event, that unbelievableness. As if I was watching the moon landing. As if we were landing on Mars for the first time. As if I witnessed a miracle with my eyes. As if we made first contact. There's immense joy and profoundness to pause and return to that basic thing, no matter what else is going to happen. This is our root. And the church says in the middle of Advent and in the middle of Lent, as we do all our preparing, and we're busy, it says stop and rejoice. Give into this impulse of joy. Let yourself be reminded of it. And let that joy flow through you so that others can experience the joy of Christ incarnate too. Now, most of you don't go to the 7:30 or the 4 p.m., but you've missed out on my last few homilies there. I play music, but today, you guys get to get a bit. I've been moved a lot by music that aids us in understanding great mysteries. And if there was to be a hymn for today's feast, Gaudete Sunday, I thank God for Johann Sebastian Bach, who wrote, Jesu, joy of man's desiring. Jesus is our joy. We are celebrating the coming of God, the coming of Jesus, and in that beautiful hymn, it reminds me of being on that boat with the speed, the soaring feeling, with letting life and love and fullness flow over me. Bach puts that to music. So now I invite you. Get comfortable. Close your eyes and sit back and allow your heart and your mind and the music to open you up and feel joy so that you can have a Gaudete Sunday as we cry out the coming of the Lord.
wisdom, love most bright. Drawn by thee, a soul aspiring, so throne.